Good morning. My name is Michael Paul, and this is my perspective. Topic of today is the southern border crisis, which is totally out of hand. Since Biden has been in office, 6.3 million illegal immigrants have crossed the border and are just turned loose in our country, and we have no idea where these people are. These people are coming from Nicaragua, Cuba, Africa, China, Russia, terrorist countries that we would not allow, should not be allowing people in, and then they just turn them loose. These people are not vetted. We have no idea who they really are. And then catch and release, we turn them. 6.3 million. And those are the ones we know about. There's probably another million that came in that we're not even really sure how they got here. And so early on, Mayorkas, Biden, Kamala Harris, they were all saying, oh, this is a Texas problem. And then they were saying, there's really no problem. There's no problem. They were saying that there was no problem at the border, even though the news is every day showing 10,000 people coming across the border illegally. And then other states were saying, well, it's a Texas problem. But remember, we had sanctuary cities, New York City, sanctuary city, Chicago, sanctuary city, San Francisco, sanctuary city. And what did the governor of Texas started shipping people to sanctuary cities because they said, we'll welcome everybody. Well, they were all for sanctuary city until they actually had to be a sanctuary city. And then they all changed their mind and saying, we're not a sanctuary city. Oh, these people are eating up our budgets. They're filling up the hospitals. They're living on the streets. What an absolute disaster. And no country would allow that many people just to illegal pour into your country. I mean, that makes the American citizens who were born and raised here so unsafe. We have no idea who these people are and no idea what their actual intentions are. I'm sure some of them want to come here because they think it's a better life. But to come here and claim asylum was for places in the old days when we had the Iron Curtain, Russia, China, places like that, where they weren't even allowed to leave their country. If they left their country and say, I want asylum, if we sent them back, they would be killed. That is what asylum is about. Now people just say asylum because it's a catch-all, and now we can't send them back because they claim asylum, coming from countries that if we send them back to, the countries are not going to kill them. And they're supposed to seek asylum in the first country that they come to that actually offers asylum, which Mexico does. But Mexico allows them, even transports million to the border so they can come into the United States. So it's amazing that it was a Texas problem. And then after a while, when sanctuary cities were having to deal with these people, it still was a Texas problem. And how dare Texas do this? And then they finally realized that this is a United States problem. And one man at the helm has caused all this problem is President Biden. Now, I'm not trying to be, all the way to the left, all the way to the right, or anything like that. The bottom line is he's in charge. He ended Title 42, which basically means if a lot of people were coming from countries there's a communicable disease like COVID-19, asylum doesn't work and we send you back. Well, COVID-19 is still out there. Okay, so we can still use Title 42, but he decided to end it. And then and people go, oh my God, now we can't be turned back. So they pour in, claim asylum, we catch and release and turn them loose in this country. We have no idea where these people are. That's 6.3 million illegal immigrants and some of them from terrorist countries. We have no idea what they're up to in this country. This is insanity. Every American, I don't care where you're at as a Democrat, where you're at as a Republican, where you're at as a liberal, or whatever you are, everybody should be saying, this has to stop. You cannot run a country that way. You cannot let people just pour into your country unvetted and have no idea where they're going. This absolutely cannot be allowed to continue. So now Texas is saying, well, we're going to arrest people as they come across the border, sending their own people down there to do that. And what does Washington do? Instead of helping out, they try to say, they get a court order saying, you can't do this. We're going to come down and arrest you. You can't stop them from coming into Texas. You need to let, 20,000 illegal immigrants pile in every day, and you're not allowed to stop them. And then you have American freedom organizations and all that fighting for, and even ACL, they fight for the illegal immigrants. I mean, come on. Aren't you supposed to be fighting for American citizens? And then you look at hospitals like in New York and San Francisco and Chicago and all the resources, they are completely overrun. The hospitals are stuffed full of people with no insurance and no money, illegal immigrants in our country, and the American citizens cannot get medical help because all the money is spent on illegal immigrants. And then we have idiots like the people in power in California. I mean, come on, Gavin Newsom. They want to take we have a thing called Medi-Cal, which is state insurance for people who are indigent and don't have money. Now we're going to take 700,000, approximately, illegal immigrants that are here and give them free medical. And the state's already $68 billion in debt. That's going to put us another $50-60 billion in debt. And all the citizens of California that are legal citizens have to pay that. And then other thing is we have crazy people like Pelosi and a couple of others. People tend to fall on the Democratic side, saying that with all these illegals, we should get them voting rights. I mean, are you kidding? They're illegally in the country. They're not citizens. They cannot vote in our presidential election. I mean, that is the most insane. Every American out there should be screaming at the top of their lungs saying, okay, we cannot give them border rights. What we need to do is send them back to where they came from. Come into the country legally. My grandparents, my mother, immigrated legally from Sicily. That was done at a time when there was a lottery, and I think maybe, if I get the numbers right, we're only supposed to allow 360,000 people a year in legal immigration, and they're supposed to come from a variety of different countries. Not allowing people to pour in illegally. And that's the way you're supposed to come to the United States. You apply, you want to come to the United States, you want to move here, and then when you get accepted, and then you follow the process and you come, and you'll be welcomed into the United States. We cannot allow them to just keep pouring in. So the bottom line, whatever happens, this has to stop. The borders need to be shut down. The people who are illegally need to be found, taken to court. If they don't have a legitimate claim, we need to start sending them back to where they came from. And especially Mexico needs to keep them because they offer asylum, but they're sticking them all here and sticking them on us. So I don't know what it takes for people in America to wake up. But for crying out loud, America, you have to wake up. You have to take control of your own country. You have to protect your own country. And people from other countries do not have a right to come into our country illegally and just do anything they want. So, my name is Michael Paul. That is my perspective. And if you have any comments, leave them. Please show me a like, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And everybody have a good day. Thank you.